Valle de Guadalupe, Mexico. Special edition of This Week on Cork. We're going to cover every single thing you need to know for a perfect weekend, just about an hour south of the Mexican border. And of course, we're also going to do our wine and winery of the week. All that on this episode of This Week Uncorked. Well, hello, and welcome to episode 34 of This Week Uncorked for Monday, March 10th, 2025. This is kind of a little special. We're not really going to cover any news, but I thought we would kind of talk about, we get a lot of comments about, man, I really love your coverage of what you've done down with Mexican wines. And one of the biggest wine growing region in Mexico is an area called Valle de Guadalupe, which is just a little bit north of Ensenada, kind of northeast of Ensenada, maybe an hour and a half from the border, easy to get to. And most people are like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be safe. It's absolutely safe, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about if you were to go down there, how could you save a lot of time? Like, where should I stay? What winery should I visit? All of those kind of things. What restaurants should I eat at? Well, we've gone down there dozens of times, and we thought we would share that. So with that, let's get right into our deep dive to Valle de Guadalupe. So we're going to start off with hotels. If you're going down there, you're definitely going to a place to stay. So there are two picks out of all the hotels we've stayed at down there that we would highly, highly recommend if you're going to stay in the valley. The first one is El Cielo, the Heaven Resort. It is absolutely modern. It's stunning. The pictures really don't even do it justice. The rooms are exceptionally nice. Also, on the grounds, kind of, is a winery and restaurant. You do have to walk down a dirt road and kind of weave your way on over to get over to it, but easier maybe just to drive, but it's not a far walk. But the whole place is just absolutely, it's gate guarded. It's lovely, and it's conveniently located kind of in the middle of Valle de Guadalupe, so easy from there to kind of get to all of the various wineries. Absolutely love it. On the other side of town, also conveniently located, Valle's kind of split into two little areas. There's one that are kind of, I would say, south of the 3 highway, and then kind of everything that's north of the 3. So El Cielo is north of the 3. South of the 3, kind of that whole wine region, is Hacienda Guadalupe. And this, also a beautiful hotel. You basically going to drive up a little bit of a hill on a dirt road, go through another gate guarded area, and go into this beautiful property, which on site has an absolutely fantastic restaurant. It's got a great bar. We watched the Super Bowl there one day. It has a winery. It has a tasting room. All of that is on property, so you can just go there and you're kind of set. You're tired at the end of the day. You don't want to go where you could eat there. It's a lovely, lovely restaurant, and the hotel is great. Whenever we go, it's really a toss-up as to which one of these hotels we're going to go to, but they are both great and highly recommended. Those are the two hotels if you were to stay in Valle de Guadalupe. Wineries. A lot of wineries. We've tried a lot of wineries. I'm going to narrow it down to 4 that I think are worth your time. The first one is Casta de Vinos. This is a absolutely outstanding little winery with a beautiful cellar dug down below. They are really hands-on. The winemakers are fantastic. The staff there is great. And the wines are just, I'm picking these wineries because the wines are really exceptional. We actually have a review of the Casta de Vinos Casta Tinta Syrah. We gave it 93 points, and it's $33. $33 a bottle. That's kind of the top end that they're going to have on a pricing level is for that particular wine. Tastings at all of these places are really, really reasonable, usually $10 or less. You know, if you're paying $15, you're paying a lot if you're going to a tasting room. Anyway, absolutely outstanding. We've got the links in, of course, in all the show notes to every single, the reviews of the hotels, the reviews of these wineries, the reviews of the wines. So anyway, your first stop on your little perfect weekend, I'm assuming you're going to do 2 wineries a day. It's probably more than enough, right? Kind of fit things in. You're going to go there. And then you're going to head over to Monte Xanic. So Monte Xanic is the premier. So if you're in Napa Valley and you're like, oh, what's the biggest thing in Napa Valley? I'm going to, well, Monte Xanic is the That's the name. It is the only winery that requires reservations that I have ever found. And you definitely need reservations. You will not get past the guard gate to even get in there unless you do have reservations. But man, is it worth it. They are just probably have some of the best winemakers, some of the best vineyards, and they just produce absolutely outstanding wine. It's some of the highest quality wine you can get in all of Mexico. We rated their 2021 Monte Xanic Edition Limitedad Cabernet Franc, the limited edition Cab Franc from 2021, 96 points. It's one of the best wines we tasted all of last year. It's just killer. That's our favorite wine of 2023, actually. And it's only getting better and better with time. Producer Freddie has got a bottle in his cellar and he's saving it. And I know when he opens it up, it's going to blow his mind. But anyway, so you'll go to Monte Xanic. And now we're going to go a little more off the beaten trail, and we're going to talk about Casa Magoni. So Casa Magoni is just, man, I don't even know how we stumbled across this place. It is literally, you are on a dirt road and you're I was actually going between the main road that kind of goes through Valle to Highway 3 in a dirt road on the Jeep, and we stumbled across Casa Magoni, and my gosh, this place is absolutely outstanding. One of the tasting areas is a massive oak tree, and it just under the oak tree is where they have all the seating. And, I think it was probably like 95, 100 degrees that day. And we're rocking out there. Okay, we'll do a tasting outside. And you walk under the oak tree, amazing. Temperature drops like 20 degrees. It was just beautiful there. They do a Nebbiolo that is just killer. We rated it 91 points. It's at $27 a bottle. The tasting was great. Service was great. Staff was great. Like I say, off the beaten path, but very much worth it. And wrap it up. So your fourth winery I would recommend is Bodegas Rubio. And that is also a hidden gem. You're going to go up a dirt road. You're going to kind of wind around. You're going to come up to this place and beautiful little tasting room. And again, you can go inside and beautiful outdoor. You can look down over the whole valley. This place just rocks. They have some of the most unique blends of wine that you can imagine as well. They do one where they take the Palomino grape, which is normally used in sherry, and they blend it with Chenin Blanc. So you have this Palomino Chenin Blanc blend. Again, we rated that 91 points, $25 a bottle. It was just beautiful, just a very unique place and well worth the visit as well. Now, there are hundreds of wineries now, I think. I think we're up to almost 100 in Valle. And there's a book. So the first thing, if you want to get down there and you want to explore, almost every single tasting room you walk into, the hotels, they will have this book, Vinos y Vinícolas. And it is basically everything you need. This is the fourth edition, was put out about a year ago, and it lists basically every winery. It gives you detailed description of it. You've got tasting notes. It tells you what wines they make, who the winemaker is. It's in English and Spanish, so you don't have to worry about that. It also comes with a beautiful map that unfolds that will kind of take you through the entire valley. You will want to, where do I go? How do I get there? Well, it's all there. They're all laid out for you, all the wineries. Makes it super, super, super easy. We don't necessarily need this anymore, but every time I go down there, I get it because I want to compare what's new, what's not, if there's a new edition. But anyway, great book. We're going to put a link down below as to where you can buy this. I think it's $25. Well worth it if you're going down there because maybe you're going to stay for a week, or maybe you want to do 4 or 5 wineries. Also, if you just search all of our wines that we have listed, if you just do a search for Valle on Cork and Journey, well, you will get basically a list of every single, all the wines that we've tasted. And we got them all from down there. They're very hard to find Mexican wines up here in the States. So we've got them from there. And I would check out all those wineries as well. We might not make this list, but well worth your time. Where are you going to eat? Well, let's talk about some restaurants. So these are some big ones. Most people don't really understand that when they go down there, we're talking Michelin star quality stuff. Absolutely amazing. The restaurant scene, the culinary scene is out of control. It's so good. And every time we go down, we find something just amazing. So we're going to start with Fauna. So Fauna is, again, it's up at the top of the hill. There's also a winery that's adjacent to it. This is a farm-to-table restaurant. It's community dining. So you're just thrown in at a table with a whole bunch of other people, and it is a pre-feed meal. So basically prefix. They're just bringing them to you, man. Basically just dish after dish after dish after dish after dish after dish after dish. And you could do wine pairings, or you can do a pairing with it. Pairing might include a cocktail, might include wine, it might include beer. You never know. Super inexpensive. I mean, again, for what you're getting out of there, if you're paying more than $75 a head, or $100 a head, that's a lot. It's just absolutely amazing dining experience. You must go to Fauna. That is a must. The next one, Emat. No, this is a restaurant that sits up above a winery on top of a hill. Outstanding views across the board. Wow. What can I say about Emat? They are one of the few restaurants that allows corkage there. Most of the others don't. It's $20 a bottle. Just the staff, the chef. Again, you're getting this, tasting menu of 10, 15, 8 courses, 10 courses. Just absolutely ridiculous. So good. You might want to check out Emat. And they have a $20 corkage fee. No limit. Do as much as you want. But we're talking about Fauna. In all these restaurants, the wine list, it's not like the United States. It's like, hey, if the bottle is $30 at the winery down the road, it's going to be $40 at the restaurant. It's really not that big a markup at all. So you really don't need corkage fees down there. But anyway, Emat, check it out. Absolutely fantastic. And then we're going to wrap it up with Deckman's. This actually sits on the valley floor. And it is in the middle of a vineyard. It is open air dining experience. You're right there in the vineyards. Again, you're going to do a tasting menu with pairings. You see all the photos, all of the different wines that were being served. All those were paired with each one of the courses that they delivered. Farm to table, again, they're doing some barbecue. I mean, oh my gosh, it's just so good. So good. So I highly, highly recommend those 3 restaurants. So check them all out. Not sure if the cat's still there, but great cat. Doesn't really bother you. Just sleeps all the time. So those are the 3 restaurants that I would recommend when you're down in Valle. And that kind of wraps up your little weekend guide to Valle de Guadalupe. So check it out. It's all in the show notes. We also have a guide on Cork and Journey if you search for that. Kind of give you all of this, give you some wines, give you some more wineries, some other stuff worth looking at. So check that out as well. And with that, let's get into our wine and winery of the week. So I figured since I'm doing the Valle whole summary here, why not go somewhere completely different as well? So this is in California, but this is Moonstone Crossing in Trinidad. Moonstone Crossing Winery. I don't even know how we found this. We were driving down the coast. I said, this is supposed to be a winery here. I can't imagine there would be. And we dipped into Trinidad, California, which is a small little coastal town, absolutely beautiful, and came into it. Now, this guy, he makes a lot of wines. He's not afraid to try out every single varietal known to mankind. So it can be hit or miss all over the place. But man, it's just a lovely little tasting room. It's just inside, like kind of in that little downtown area. From there, you can easily walk down to the cliffs and then walk down to the beach. On the cliffs, there's some staircases. Killer across the board. They had a 2014. That's the other thing when you go there. You're going to look at the menu and the stuff I don't know if he's making wine every year or whenever he feels like it, but like recent stuff on their tasting menu was a 2014 Cab Franc. We rated it 91 points, and it's a whopping $35 a bottle. So, man, so reasonable. That's why I put it on here. Small little town, cool little place, nice little winery, and reasonable prices. It's kind of like being down in Valle de Guadalupe. Anyway, and with that, let's head over to our restaurant and corkage of the week. So if you are going to go down to Valle de Guadalupe, on your way down there, if you take the Pacific Coast route, you're going to pass through a town called Rosarito Beach. And Rosarito Beach is also a fantastic little place. If you're going to go there, stay at the Rosarito Beach Hotel. Love it. Beautiful, modern. The new tower they built there is just fantastic. They've got a great restaurant on site, easily walking to everything within the town. And from there, you can just walk down just a few steps to Susanna's. And Susanna's, it's kind of our go-to place. Every time we stay in Rosarito, we go to Susanna's. Basically, Susanna's from California, and she went down there and kind of wanted to do some California cuisine. And she opened just a fantastic little restaurant down there. It seems like every time we go down, we have Julio is our waiter. He's there every single time. We end up at our same table. Everything on the menu is outstanding. It's kind of crazy because you're just kind of walking down the street and you've got everything you would expect, all the little vendors and all the little stands, and you kind of turn into this little courtyard area. And in there you will find Susanna's, and it is well worth it. No outside alcohol, no Corkage. They won't allow that. But again, their menu is outstanding. Everything, all the wine list is going to be from Valle de Guadalupe. The markups are minimal at best. And so absolutely worth it if you're in Rosarito. Maybe you're going to stop there on your way to Valle. You don't need to. You're only about another half an hour away from there. But worth checking out. So in this one, in Rosarito is about a half an hour from the border. So once you cross the border, you're there pretty quickly. So check that out. And that's going to wrap up our episode for this week. Something a little different. Hope you enjoyed it. Would love to know if you want to see more of these. Just drop your comments in the comment section below. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Until next week, everybody. Cheers.